I used to outsource my video editing, hired a few different editors over the years. I tried a bunch of different handoff systems, spent time briefing and reviewing and revising. And then one day I realized I was actually spending more time managing the process than the editing would have taken me myself. So I decided to stop. And now I do it all myself inside a tool that I love called Tella, and it takes way less time than you'd think. So, if you're new here, I'm Samantha. I help online service based business owners build systems that actually work, including the ones behind the scenes of content like this. So, today I'm going to show you my actual editing workflow inside Tella. This is literally just me walking through what I do after I finish recording like this, and in the order that I do it. Okay, so I started out just using Tella as a screen recorder, but now, as you will see, it has become my entire YouTube workflow. It's really amazing. Let me show you now the editing side. So I have open here a video already that I have recorded. And so the first thing I do when I finish a recording is actually not just watch it back. Instead, I go straight to the cut tab right here and I let Tella's AI do the heavy lifting first. So what I do is I hit this button here called remove buffers, and it'll remove the beginnings and ending of my video where like before I start talking and then after I stop talking. So I'll go ahead and do that. You'll see it trimmed off the start, and then it also trimmed off a bit at the end too. And then I can go through and remove the silences as well, and it gives you options for natural, faster. I like to keep it natural. I don't want it to be like super choppy, but I don't want like all of these 55 silences in here. So I'm going to click remove 55 silences. It does that, and you'll see it removed all the silences. There's a long one here and then a bunch of shorter ones throughout. So now what comes out on the other side is already a much tighter version of the video, and I haven't manually cut a single thing yet. And you see how fast that was. Okay, so quick aside here, this is the part that made me stop outsourcing my editing. My editors were doing basically the same thing, but it was taking a few days to a week to get back to me. And then I'd review and send notes, and honestly, the back and forth was kind of a lot. Tella does this in just seconds, as you saw. So if you want to try Tella, I do have an affiliate link in the description. I'll link it below. It gets you 30% off your first year plus a 7-day free trial so you can try it out yourself, see if you like it. And that discount isn't available everywhere either. So go ahead and make sure that you click the link and grab it if you're curious. I promise that I never recommend anything that I don't actually fully believe in or use myself. Like a certain software that I stopped recommending recently and took off my faves resource page I have on my website. That's just not how I roll. If I don't truly recommend it, you will not hear about it from me, I promise. Anyway, Tella is amazing, so I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, now after that AI cleanup of cutting out the silences, next thing I do is I get it to recommend my layouts. So I go to this layout tab here, and now, this isn't perfect, so I will usually change things up, but it does give me a good idea of where different layouts might make sense. So, obviously, for tutorial videos like this one I'm recording right now and like this one that I'm editing, it's obvious, but for others, not so much. So, I like to see the AI's suggestions here. So what I do here, you can choose what type of video it is. So for example, this one is a tutorial. So I'm going to click tutorial. Otherwise, if it's not a tutorial, I usually just leave it as auto. And then I click generate layouts. And this does take a few minutes. But it's really cool too because it will also recommend places where you might want to add B-roll. That's a new feature that they have. They just added it, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago at the time of recording this video, not when you'll actually be seeing it, but it's still going to be a new feature when this video gets published. Okay, so now that it's done, you can see all of these little, like, I don't know what you would call them, bubbles sections. Those are the layouts. So you'll see that it starts me off with, that's a horrible looking image, but it starts off with, the headshot of me talking, and then it zooms in here. So it's really cool too because it does a nice auto transition between the layouts. So if I click, just does a nice swoosh in. Okay, let's go to the end of this one then. I'm zoomed in too much. Usually I go like this. Okay. So if we go to the end of this one, for example, you'll see it does the nice like whoosh out. Oh, it didn't. Okay, sometimes I have to go in because sometimes I don't know why, but it likes to make it not do that. But I prefer if it does. So all I do is I go customize and then I make sure it does do the nice whoosh. So now I'll show you what that looks like. See, it does that nice whoosh out. It was a little choppy because I'm actually editing in low resolution just so that I can edit faster. You can edit in high resolution if you want, but you'll see that in this video. You'll see a perfect example of the high resolution version in this video when I'm transitioning through different layouts. Okay, so then what I do is I'll go through and I will go back to cut, and I'll go through and I'll watch the video at 2x speed to make it fast. You can go all the way up to 8x speed if you're that efficient, but I like to do 2x. And then while also reading the transcript alongside it. So you'll see the transcript on the side. And this is honestly one of my favorite features because instead of just scrubbing through the timeline looking for that one weird moment where I stumble over a word, I can just read the transcript and find it. And then I can also highlight the text, and anything I want to cut, I can just highlight the text and Teller removes it from the video automatically, just like this. So if I find a spot that I want to, so actually I think this is a mistake right here. This is 30 years of running my actual business. This is, yeah, so that's a mistake. So I can just highlight up to this spot here and you can see I can click cut from video, or I can just hit delete and it will delete it from the video and you'll see it disappear from the timeline down here as well. So you can also like drag these around like this, but I prefer to go like by the word. Sometimes it might cut it off like a little too sharp and then I might want to just slightly adjust it down here. So I like that it does have both options, but it generally does a pretty good job of using the words to cut the actual part that I want cut out. And then while I'm going through, I'm also adjusting the layouts at the same time. So I'm going back and forth, I'm watching it through, and I find anywhere that I want to cut. And then if I see a layout that I don't like, so say I don't like this layout, or it's actually not my preferred layout of this type of layout. So I would go to the layout. So once I get to that part, I go to the layout. And then, okay, so this is actually the main, it's the main layout. So I'm going to change the main layout to being on this side because that's what I prefer. And if there's space, I also prefer to be large. And then I also prefer to have it as the full screen, if it fits well in there, if I did a good job of making it fit good in there when I was recording. And then you can also change like the different side. Like there's so many different options and you can like put your position in all of these different spaces. I really love how customizable it is, but this is my preferred one. Sometimes I do a square if I don't know, sometimes I feel like a circle, sometimes I feel like a square. It really just depends on my mood. But then I'll go back and forth between between the layout and the cutting where needed, changing the layout where needed, adding layouts if I feel like something was missed, or deleting one if I don't like what they did. And now that I know this might seem overwhelming for some people, so don't feel like you have to do it the way that I do it, but with the way my brain works, it actually works really well for me. So it's okay to go through it more than once and just focus on one task at a time. But I actually enjoy doing multiple things at once and it works well for me. And then I also have in mind anywhere I want to place a zoom. So when the moment comes up, again, as I'm going through and cutting and changing the layout, they have this zoom option too. So what I usually do is during like a tutorial like this one, you might see it in this video if I decide to add some zooms, I'll pause it just like this. I'll go over to the zoom tab and then I will add a zoom. So what I can do is click here, add a zoom, and then I can zoom in on anywhere that I feel like, say I'm clicking something over here in the sidebar. I can scale it up or down, whatever I think, and then I'll take a look. It'll do that nice like whoosh in. If it is on the sidebar, I'll probably move it over just a bit more so that it's not like right on the end like that. And then you can adjust it to last however long you want. And I'm also going through and adding in the zooms as well. Now I want to mention that I don't overdo the zooms, just the moments where a viewer would really be like squinting at their screen trying to follow along, or I feel like it would just add something to the video. And you can see how quick it is. It doesn't take long to just add a couple extras like that, which I love. So you'll also notice, as I mentioned briefly before in the layouts, they do also have a new feature for B-roll. It's down here. So this is something that I've been waiting for, and I'm really excited that it's here. So because like sometimes I don't think of something to add while recording, but then I'm editing and I think that showing something, in Asana or whatever would help. So I can actually just add it in super easy right within Tella. And you can do videos or photos, and I can also add extra snippets too, just to like break things up a bit, which is a bonus really. Like actual B-roll of someone like working on the computer or whatever I want to like show that makes sense for what I'm saying. And what I really love too is I can include my face in there as well, the bubble here over top of the actual B-roll. So I'll just show you for an example. So it keeps my face. I want to move it over here. I can You can actually generate right through Tella, but it only does photos right now, not videos. So I like to add my own. If I need like some stock videos, I'll just go to like Canva, because I already have Canva as well. It also saves all of my existing ones in here, which is really awesome because anything that I'm like demoing in Asana or anything like that, I can just add that right in here and put my picture over it. And now that is included inside of my video, which is amazing. Okay, then after the transcript edits, the layouts, and the zooms, I do one full preview watch. So what I click is here in the view, and then I'll watch this whole thing at 1x speed. And at this point, it's already pretty clean, but I'm just making sure that everything is good to go and that it all looks and sounds good at normal speed, since I do edit in that double speed. So I'll just click play, watch it through. If something really jumps out, I fix it. And if it's just me being a little awkward in one sentence, sometimes I leave it, because honestly, that's just how I talk. But if there's like actual mistakes or whatever, then I want to take those out. Then I export it and it goes straight into my workflow. So you can actually, the nice thing about Tele 2 is you can share it with a link if you're not using it for YouTube, if you're just sharing it with like a client or something. But in this case, we're going to download it. Because we're going to upload it to video. So you just click this download button here, choose your settings that you want, and you can actually do it at different speeds, which could be useful in some cases. And then you click download video and it's done. The whole thing, start to finish, is usually under 30 minutes for like a 10-ish minute video. Sometimes faster, sometimes longer, really just depends. Depends how many mistakes I make and things like that. But the part that surprised me the most when I stopped outsourcing is that I actually feel more confident in the final product. Not because editors were doing a bad job or anything, because they weren't. I had good editors, but because I'm not waiting on someone else's version of my video, and I like to get things done like ahead of time, so then I can just do it, it's done, and it goes up. And I actually like the uh, more simple editing style anyway. I don't feel like you need all the flashy things in your face. If you I know that's like a very common thing for YouTubers to do, but for me, it's like if you want to know the things that I'm teaching, then you're gonna stick around and watch it with the flashy stuff in your face or without, right? Like I feel like my videos are valuable on their own. If they're not, then that's a me problem. But I really don't think that's an editing problem. I think if you are wanting to stay and learn what I'm talking about, then you're going to stay and learn what I'm talking about, right? I just myself prefer to watch the more like simply edited videos too. So that's what I like to produce as well. If you want to see how I use Tella when I'm sending work to clients, the recording side, the sharing, all of that, then you can watch this video next. I go over that in this video. So click over there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you're going to try Tella out, I'd be happy to hear, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.